Now, this type of lifestyle you lead, again, you've already mentioned that you took, almost a 50% pay cut in making that switch. I got to ask still, I know you told me that it fills a certain part of you, but there's got to be something more to that. I mean, you've really made a change in your life, and that's a very difficult thing to do.
Yeah, don't remind me sometimes, because it's hard, because I know that I can be screwed over by people just because I don't have money. But I'm really lucky that I come from a religious philosophical mindset. Plus, I'm from a comfortable middle class background, so I don't have a mentality that is deprived, even though I'm deprived according to some people. But it's a question of, what do you want to do, something that counts in life? Some people can go through life and they have little intellectual awareness, little thought process that goes on, and what they do is say, well, I'm going to do that for me, and yay me. And then when something happens that they don't like, they go, oh, that's not very good, poor me. And you have to get out of that mindset and just say, sure, poor you, but you can still do something. And that's essentially what I do, is I get out there and I'll say, I'm going to do stuff. Like, you would never know by looking at me that I have several chronic diseases. However, I do. And someone today just told me that they were worried about that they were going to die and get really sick and everything. And I said, is this the first time you've had a health crisis in your life? And she said, yeah. And I said, well, it gets easier after you get used to it. I've been told I'm going to die 4 times. So what? The first time, I went really nutso on it, and drank and smoked dope and vomited, and I said, I don't care after. The second time was, third time I went, tell me something new. And the fourth time was, okay, you say I'm going to die, I got like 3 weeks, okay, call me tomorrow, I really have these, I have to go and shop, and I got other stuff that don't even bother me with it, because it essentially it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, because you're going to do something, and that's why your life has to be worth something. If you want to waste it, go ahead and waste it. So I've taken a hit on the financial side, but I'm telling you, I mean, at the Westmount Legal Clinic, we've had people come in there that are going to commit suicide, and I've talked them through it. One girl, 53 slashes on her wrists. This starts off as a rental case, and I said, what's really going on? And she said, whatever, all about her case. And then she told me how she tried to commit suicide, pills, and I said, well, the good thing about those 53 slashes are that you're not dead, you chose to live.
We are talking with Mr. Ted Wright, who has dedicated his life in helping people. He currently is a coordinator of the Westmount Legal Clinic. We'll be back right after this.
Frank Talks is sponsored in part by the Adult Male Virgin Seminar and Telephone Consultations. Guys, if the only breast you ever touched was in a bucket of chicken, you need the Adult Male Virgin Seminar. If the only thing you've licked recently has been your fingers to turn the pages of a book, you need the Adult Male Virgin Seminar. If the only female body part you are familiar with wears a cape, can fly, or has superpowers, you need the Adult Male Virgin Seminar. If you think the G-Spot is the name of a new club, you need the Adult Male Virgin Seminar. If the words missionary conjures up images of guys in long robes, you need the Adult Male Virgin Seminar. If the only sensation your fingers have had are pressing the buttons on your remote control, then you need the Adult Male Virgin Seminar. Do you know what it means when a woman asks you up to her place for coffee? If you think that she is thirsty for caffeine, then you definitely need the Adult Male Virgin Seminar. Only available at franktalks.com. Frank helps adult boys become men. Guys, does your bachelor pad look as frightening as an Elvis convention? Then you need the Pimping Your Pad Seminar. Do you own a twin bed and still love your Star Wars sheets? Then you need the Pimping Your Pad Seminar. Is the only source of artificial light in your bachelor pad the bare, dusty bulb hanging from the ceiling? Then you need the Pimping Your Pad Seminar. Do your friends walk into your apartment and think you have been robbed? Then you need the Pimping Your Pad Seminar. Do you think that minimalist means barren as the Gobi Desert? Then you need the Pimping Your Pad Seminar. If your bathroom is home to a colony of anything, then you need the Pimping Your Pad Seminar. the Pimping Your Pet Seminar and Telephone Consultations, only available at franktalks.com.
You're listening to Frank Talks Pleasures and Lifestyles. We're in studio today talking with Mr. Ted Wright, who has dedicated a good portion of his life to helping people. Let's get back to Mr. Ted Wright, our guest of this week. Mr. Wright, during the break, told me something very interesting about your past, that at one time you thought about becoming a priest.
Yeah, I was brought up in the Roman Catholic religion. I was taught by brothers and nuns, and I still believe I have a calling anyway. What it's called is a vocation to the priesthood. And I thought, around 11 or 12 or 13, that I had a calling to be a priest. Now, I never was an altar boy. That didn't interest me at all. But being a priest was, and that means like saving people, helping people, making sure they see their way through the myriad of philosophical difficulties. Another way of helping people. If people know what confirmation is, you're ordained into the quote-unquote army of Jesus Christ. They make you take these various promises not to do stuff. And they said to us, you'll promise not to drink alcohol until you're 21. And remember, I'm 11 years old, and I said, well, wait a minute. I'm not going to promise that because I don't know. And they'd never had an 11-year-old say that before. And I said, I'm going to try, but I can't really say. And then, well, okay. And they just let it slide. And I went, oh, okay. And then, so I started to want to be a priest and went through preliminary stuff and everything. And in our class of 27, there were 9 of us who questioned various things. And we're talking about women's involvement in the church, pleasure between people, all sorts of stuff like that. And they sort of encouraged us by saying, well, we don't think that maybe you want to be a priest. And, well, we did, but that's where the idea of helping people has come from. So it's been with me since I've been about 11 or 12. And if you give me something to say, well, do you want to help someone or make $100? Often I'll help someone. I'll try to make the $100 later, but I'm quite willing to forego money. I had a case the other day where, wanted a letter written, so I said, okay, $75. And then I eventually did 3 for her, for the same price, just because I thought it was legally required. And so I just told her, don't tell people I do this cheap, please. And but I wanted to help her, and that comes directly from me feeling like I want to dedicate my life to something, which is helping people.
Now, something else you told me during the break is that your name, Ted or Edward, has a special meaning, and it's just is it a coincidence, or did that start you off on the path you're on now?
No, it's a coincidence. Or about 22, I just said, what the hell do my names mean? The name Edward means protector. Okay, that's one thing. Okay, and that's what I essentially do, is protect people. Another one of my names is Vincent, which is a conqueror. Another one, I have Polish heritage, is Stefan, which means king. And another one, Thomas the Doubter. I mean, I went, holy mackerel, this encapsulates my life, what I'm doing. And I just said, what is numerology something? Is nameology, or whatever you call it, is it a precursor to existence? And if you look at it, I mean, like, I sit there, I don't believe what people say. Like, prove it to me. I mean, that's like a sine qua non of my existence. You prove it to me, then I'll start listening to you. Otherwise, walk on. And one of the things I do is I really try hard to overcome who I think is nasty. And the other names, Protector and King, I mean, I can't say I have a regal attitude, but I certainly believe I'm better than a lot of people. And I know I am, because I'm more intelligent, etc., etc. And I have no fears or qualms about saying it. If you know stuff, you know stuff. That's all there is to it. So that's just the background of my names.
Something else I'd like to explore here with you, and that is in this lifestyle that you have chosen. Obviously, you've made a number of sacrifices. I'd like to know, what are some of those major sacrifices? What are some of the obstacles you face having this lifestyle as opposed to the other lifestyles you could have chosen?
One of the obstacles I face is in personal relationships, because people want security in their lives, and if you want to go out with a woman, often they look at your bottom line. And my bottom line isn't great anymore. It used to be really decent, but not anymore. I don't own a building anymore or anything like that. So I have a precarious existence at times. So that's one of the things, because people need security in their lives, and if you don't have financial security, it's dangerous, if nothing else. And just not having money, it just puts you over the barrel that you have to really be careful all the time.
We're talking with Mr. Ted Wright, who's the coordinator of the Westmount Legal Clinic and who has dedicated his life to helping people. We'll be right back.